evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way to 12,900 subscribers. And of course, if you could click that like button, I would be incredibly grateful. It is a Friday. Congratulations on making it to the Friday. The Premier League is back. We love to see it. There's actually a game tonight, Brighton against Southampton tonight. But Arsenal's game is tomorrow, so we'll be talking about that, the evening kickoff against West Ham United. And then Sunday's just a mega day. And so it's important that we get our 3 points and then enjoy the Sunday. We'll be going through Mikel Arteta's press conference. There's some interesting bits of news or kind of gossipy type stuff from The Athletic today, talking about Zinchenko, Jesus, potentially moving for Alexander Isak, and a little bit of news on potentially Gabriel Magalhaes contract. So plenty to get into and plenty of you here. Icarus, Hyper, Saliba, Matthew, Emil, Nid, George, Spacetime, Fireheart, Love, Inprops, Louis, Kian, Pelzer. It is good to see you all. I'm the only person who wishes it was Thursday evening. I have a drumming exam tomorrow, and it's safe to say I'd rather not take it. An exam on a Saturday? An exam on a Saturday? Brutal. Arteta with a fit squad cooks. I agree. If we do sign someone like Kudus, do you think that we can see Saka as the LCM as the more weak against the more weak teams? Maybe. Or Saka as the right central midfielder and Ødegaard as the left central midfielder, possibly. Maybe. Out of school thingy. Fair enough. Nathan, good to see you. Look, we'll crack straight into Mikel Arteta's presser. There's not a lot of news, in fairness, which is delightful. You know, a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, we'd be opening up a pre-match press conference from Arteta, and there'd be about 7 or 8 different players that we were talking about their injuries. With this one, on team news, not a lot. We have another training session today. We have to see how the boys are today. A few weren't able to train yesterday, but hopefully today we have to wait and see. And then specifically on Gabriel, wait and see. I can't give you an update, not because I don't want to. I think Gabriel's going to be fine. And do you know what? If Gabriel's not fine, Calafiori left centre-back, Zinchenko left-back, that's still enough to beat West Ham. Realistic January signing for us? I just don't think there are many on the table, to be honest. Like, I'd love to sit here and reel off some names, but we're at a point where pretty much every signing I think we're going to make would be a major signing. And at that point, like, it's just so difficult to get it done in January. I don't know. Captain Saka on FPL today. You'll have to see it. I've had Saka captain from day one. Literally, Saka has been my captain since day one, and I've not changed it off him. We could go for a 4-month loan of Evan Ferguson. We're loaded in midfield. Yeah, but I just don't know if a loan of Ferguson would actually be that useful, to be honest. I just don't think he'd ever really play. Would you take Sesko in January if you could? Maybe, but again, these are the sorts of deals that are just going to be in the summer if they happen. Arteta was asked about the response since the international break. He said, I don't link character to winning. This team showed unbelievable character against Inter and we lost. Showed unbelievable character against Chelsea. We were the better team. We didn't manage to win. Same players, same intentions, being more efficient and winning matches. That's the difference. So basically he's saying, look, nothing's actually changed. I mean, we've got players back from injury, I think is the main change. But yeah, there we go. And then the rest of it's just a lot of waffle, to be fair. So if you want to go and read that, I will let you do it in your own time. From my perspective, in terms of the team that I would line up with, realistically, you're looking at something similar to the game against Sporting, with I would probably bring Mikel Merino back in, and then Rice or Partey on the bench. Don't mind who. It's probably the only change that I would make. Just rotate that midfield, because why not? Like we play West Ham on Saturday, and then we play United in the midweek next week. So there's no reason not to rotate where we can. Cannot bench Partey? Well, you can. You can. Like, we're not going to sit here and act like Declan Rice is not capable of playing in midfield. You can bench Partey. You might not choose to. What about triggering the Gyökeres release clause in January? I just can't see us signing no one in January, even if Arteta's stubborn. The proof is in the pudding that we regretted at the end of the season. Yeah, great point, Nid. It's not benching; it's just rotating. That is a great point. On January, it's so difficult to spend money in January. We don't have the new sporting director in place, so it's like, are you going to let Jason Ato go and make a big signing as the interim? Not sure. Feel like we haven't seen a Rice, Mourinho, Ødegaard midfield yet. We haven't seen Rice, Mourinho, and Ødegaard, which I think is or was Arteta's vision for the long term, and we've not seen it yet. So, yeah, and also Rice against his old club. I want to see Rice play against West Ham again, so he can boss them. But yeah, for West Ham. Let me just bring this up. For West Ham, they've got Kudus missing. So this is the Fulkrug's injured. Kudus is missing. This is the predicted lineup. If Tadebo's fit, I think he plays instead of Mavropanos. But ultimately, we should be beating this team. You know, full strength, we should be beating this team. Bench Rice tomorrow. Is he still probably dealing with the slight toe issue? Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That would be a fair reason. Really interesting to see how Liverpool react to Konate's injury. If they're still 9 points in 9 weeks, then GG's. Yeah. So if you've not seen the news today, Ibrahima Konate is going to be out for 5 to 6 weeks for Liverpool, which is a big blow for them. It's an MCL injury. It's basically the same injury that Calafiori got. So he could possibly be back a little bit sooner, but it's probably going to be 5 to 6 weeks. And if you look at the games that he's going to be missing for, City at home is obviously massive this weekend. Newcastle away in midweek, not an easy one. Then Everton away, lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. Girona away doesn't matter. Fulham at home, Southampton away in the Cup, Spurs away on the 22nd of December. Leicester at home doesn't matter. West Ham away probably doesn't matter. And then he's going to be coming back around this time. So maybe back in time for United at home, maybe in time for Forest away. But there's some big games there and some difficult games that Konate is going to be missing for. So unfortunate for them. Obviously, it's Joe Gomez, I assume, will replace him. But like you said, if they're still 9 points clear of us at the end of the injury and having played Newcastle away and City away, then you'd have to say fair enough. You would have to say fair enough. Liverpool missing Konate, who's one of the best channel defenders, is huge. We must capitalise if they drop points. Yeah, of course. We have to be there, right? This is I mean, it's such a busy period. Teams are going to drop points. There's like, we are not going to get to, I mean, obviously one of City and Liverpool, or both of them are going to drop points this weekend, but we're not going to get into January with us, City, Liverpool, all taking maximum points. It's not going to happen. Joe Gomez stinks, in my opinion. I don't think he's great, in fairness. Although the majority of the time we saw him last season, it was at left back, which I don't think suited him. I see Liverpool losing 5 points in the next week with the midweek game and everything. Maybe. I mean, that would require Man City to beat them, which is going to be a tough task. But it's possible. It is possible. Joe Gomez is good, but he laps every 15 minutes. Yeah. Don't disagree. Some of the news that's come out today. So The Athletic did a piece on Arsenal's potential business, both in January and in the summer, on Alexander Isak. In an ideal world, Alexander Isak is precisely the type of forward that Mikel Arteta would love to add to his attack. The obvious obstacle, however, is the cost, and such a deal may prove to be unfeasible. Last summer, Arsenal were interested in RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko and are likely to return to the table should he leave Germany next summer. There are other attacking targets in mind, with Arsenal prepared to move for a goal-scoring wide player if a centre-forward proves elusive. So that's interesting. So you're looking at Isak, top of the pile, that we want, but I think it's a very difficult deal to do because Newcastle don't want to lose him. Newcastle hate us at like a higher level. So that'll be difficult to do. I think Benjamin Sesko will leave this summer. The issue is Benjamin Sesko, his form has not really continued from last season. He's got, in his last 10 games, he's got 2 goals and an assist in his last 10 games, which isn't brilliant. And even the 10 games before, I mean, his last 14 games, he's got 2 goals and 1 assist. So yeah, he's struggling at the moment. Isak's going to be very difficult to do. So we'll see. I just realized Kai is younger compared to Gyökeres. Feels like Kai has been playing for about a decade. Yeah, people forget how young Kai Havertz is. He's what, 20? Is he even 25 yet? He's 24 or 25. 25, yeah. Turned 25 in the summer. He is still a young player. People do forget that. I hate that our legends don't defend us. Did you see Freddie talking about Big Gab? Yeah, me too. I don't know why we don't seem to have a single sort of Arsenal legend that will just back the club and back the players. I don't get it. It is weird. Like what Gabriel did was not massively disrespectful to Gyökeres. It's just a bit of fun. And I do find it annoying when they won't come out and kind of back it, but it is what it is. Another bit of news today. Well, on Isak, I do appreciate that Isak probably would be the ideal player just because of the fact that he's happy to play off the left as well. It's only Keown that backs us. Yeah, Keown's pretty good. So Isak's the ideal. Sesko, I felt like when we gave up on Sesko in the summer, or when he decided to stay at Leipzig, that we were really just waiting for this summer, but maybe not. The Athletic also spoke about Jesus and Zinchenko. A move for a new forward could see Arsenal part ways with Gabriel Jesus. Alexander Zinchenko is another whose future could be in some doubt. His contract expires in the summer of 2026, and as of yet, there is no news on a potential extension. So you've got to think, if Zinchenko's deal ends in 2026, it means next summer, he'll only have a year left on his deal. You don't normally want to get to that point without having sorted a new deal for them, but it sounds like we've not done anything yet. So, yeah, Zinchenko is another one that we could sell. As an Arsenal fan, I feel Kai Havertz has played better at Arsenal than he was at Chelsea. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Merson's been better recently. Yeah, Merson's been all right. I feel like Liverpool are doing a Spurs from last year where they were amazing, and then once they tasted a heavy defeat, they kind of lost confidence and fell off. Is it new manager syndrome still? I think that's an interesting point. Like, we've not seen them go through any sort of controversy yet. We've not seen them go through a rough patch. We've not seen them deal with a sort of injury crisis as much as they tried to make out that they did. So it's an interesting one. Like, if they get through this period against City and Newcastle and Everton away, which, Merseyside derby's always tough, if they get through that without Konate, then fair enough. But yeah, maybe we are. It is still early days. I mean, Liverpool are consistently better than Spurs were at the start of last season. The performance against Real Madrid was really, really good. But who's the next player to be a legend at this club? Not Saka, not included. It's hard. If Saka's not included, it's difficult. One player it could be. So Ollie Informer, who's a bit of an in the know on Twitter, he's not really tweeted much in the last month or so, but he used to get a lot of things right and a lot of things early. According to him, a new deal for Gabriel Magalhaes is getting sorted out, being told it's at a pretty advanced stage. Great news when I heard it. Now, Gabriel is a player that could become a club legend if he stays here for a long time, which if he's getting a new deal, he's already been here for 4 years? So he's been here 4 years, get a new deal. That would be great. So he's a player, and I love him. I absolutely love Gabriel. Ødegaard is another one, yeah. Ødegaard as the captain. If he stayed here for a long time, he could be. Declan Rice, if he ends up staying at Arsenal for a long, long time, definitely could be. There's lots of them. It just all depends on A, how long they stay at the club, and B, what we win. Like, if we win a Champions League this season, to an extent, every single current squad player becomes a legend. Like, every single one of them becomes the first Arsenal player to win a Champions League. So, yeah, a lot of it depends on how much we win. Captain Fantastic, Gabriel, big cult hero. Saliba. Yeah, Saliba if he stays long enough. Ben White. Ben White could be. Even Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is young enough. And I think the fans do love Kai Havertz. Even he's one that could. So, Liverpool guaranteed dropping points in December. Hopefully. Look, we need them to drop points. So, hopefully they do. Watched Feyenoord and City game. Back. Timber was class. Yeah, Timber's decent. Quinton, not Jurian. Well, Jurian is beyond decent. Jurian's excellent. Exactly. Depends on what we win. That's why Lehman and Lauren are legends. Not exactly greatest of the game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Rice is going to go back to West Ham at 35, helping them get back to the Premier League. Imagine. But yeah, so look, that's the bit of news. Gabriel Magalhaes deal would be great. I agree that we probably will move on from Jesus and Zinchenko, and Isak is a dream, but potentially a very difficult reality. In terms of how I think the game is going to go against West Ham, I'm expecting a relatively easy game. And you know, I've seen people today saying, well, you know, West Ham are back on form now. West Ham aren't on form. That's not good form, right? They got a very undeserved win against Manchester United. Enjoyable for us, but they didn't deserve it. The penalty at the end of the game was a joke. They got smacked up by Tottenham. They got smacked up by Forest. They drew 0-0 with Everton, which is a really poor result. You know, you look at a game like that, they didn't even create 1 XG at home to Everton, right? And they conceded more than 1 XG. And then even the game against Newcastle, which, albeit they won and they took their chances well, they actually got not battered, but you know, they conceded 18 shots, 2 big chances. Newcastle were just wasteful. So, you know, it wasn't like West Ham turned up playing champagne football and suddenly everyone was wowed by West Ham's ability. So I really am expecting us to go there and comfortably beat them. I think we should. I think they've been poor this season. And I would be very frustrated, truthfully, if we didn't beat them. You know, they're down in 14th, -4 goal difference. I look at their team. Tadibo potentially injured, like I said. Like, we should be beating them. Not a particularly scary stadium to play in either at the London Stadium. No, we beat them 6-0 last time we were there. Do you think Saka will stay for Arsenal his whole career, even if we don't get top 4 every season? I would like to think so. If we stopped getting top 4, maybe not, because he is clearly better than that. But a question for you, Rory. If Havertz were English, would he be in the national team? Yes, he would. Probably Isak's weakest game in a Newcastle shirt. Yeah, he was poor. Since Partey has been great recently, I've seen some fans saying how Rice was just new toy syndrome and Partey is clear. I do hate some of our fan base at times. I don't know why some fans are so pro-hating. Well, look, I'll be honest. There is a small category of like Thomas Partey stans that really I find quite toxic, because it's as you say, you can be you can be really happy with the way that Thomas Partey has played this season without needing to tear down Declan Rice. Declan Rice last season was a huge part of how we got as many points as we did. He picked up man of the match after man of the match, playing as a 6, playing as an 8, relentlessly. I think his body is feeling the effects of last season now. So yeah, it's one of those. Just be grateful of the fact that we actually have Marino, Partey, and Rice, and can rotate between the 3 of them. Like, for the first time in ages, it feels like we've actually got a competent selection of midfielders that we can rotate and rest. So, Yeah, I'd just ignore it. Would you take EFL Cup, FA Cup, and UCL over the Premier League? What, all three of them? Yeah, 100%. I would take a UCL over a Premier League. I'd rather win the Champions League than the Premier League. Easily. To me, it's like saying Gilberto is crap because Vieira is better. We can play both. Yeah, exactly. There is definitely an English bias in the media, but there is also a clear anti-English bias among fans. Rice is a victim of that. 100%. 100%. People talk about the people talk about the like England tax, and I actually think at times it's the opposite. I actually think at times now we get to the point where England players get like torn down because they're English. It's weird, but you're right. Partey is playing for a contract though, for us or for someone else. Hope we win something this season, so his 50 million doesn't go to waste. But yeah, he is playing for a contract, yeah. But the main thing for me is that he's managed to stay fit. Like, he's played more minutes than Saka this season. Partey's played more minutes than Saka this season. So, yeah, by being able to stay fit, it's massively helped us out. We have Captain Fantastic, Starboy, and the new boy Wonder, mixed with the best defense and golden goalie. Can you say anything other than 3 points tomorrow? Well, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to see anything other than 3 points. Yeah, if we play like we did against Sporting, we'll smash them. So, I would be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if we don't win tomorrow. I'm very, very disappointed. Rice has been flogged for years to give him a rest, and he will cook second half of the season. Yeah, and this is the good thing. This is the great thing. You can start Partey. You can rest Rice, and that's good for him. It's good for everyone. I don't know why it needs to be a Rice, and we've done it so many times before in the fan base as well. Like, it's frustrating. It is, it happened between Raya and Ramsdale. There was the pocket of fans that were trying to tear down David Raya for absolutely everything because they wanted Ramsdale to be in goal. And it's like, clearly it proved that Raya was the correct decision in the end anyway, but surely you should want Raya to have succeeded, because otherwise it would have been pointless doing the deal. The same with the annoying people that were hating on Saka, hating at Ødegaard just to praise Saka. Just be grateful that we have both. Yeah, exactly. I feel like Partey is just doing an Ozil. He's fit all the time when his future and money is on the line, but once he gets a new deal, he'll conveniently get injured loads again. I'm sus of this stint. Maybe. It's happened, not just Ozil. It's happened to lots of players. And not just at Arsenal. Not just at Arsenal either. It will happen with White and Timber next. It will. It will happen with White and Timber next. And again, like, I'm grateful for the fact that we're going to be able to rotate between Timber, White, and Calafiori. We need that. But people will make a big thing out of it. And it'll be, oh, we need to drop White. Well, okay, White can be rested. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Aubameyang. Want Mikel to try Timber in midfield? To me, it looks like he could be an Iniesta profile. I don't know about that. I don't know about Iniesta. Like, there are elements of his game. That are, there are skills that he has that Iniesta has, but I don't think they're that comparable. Also, I love Timber at right back. I think right back is an excellent place for Timber to be. The support that he can give Saka, the defensive cover he can go, the defensive cover he can give in one-on-one situations. Yeah, if you want us to bring in a midfielder called Timber, just go and get his brother. If we want a midfielder called Timber, that's no problem. Timber being able to play instead of White can indirectly give Saliba a rest. Yeah, exactly. Saliba can be rested. Gabriel can be rested. You can play White at right back, Calafiori at left centre back, and Timber at left back. Like, all of these options open up for us when these players are fit. So it's a good thing to have. It is a good thing to have. Anyway, it's a bit of a shorter stream again. I apologize. I'm a bloody part-timer, but it is a bit of a shorter stream. I'm going to the cinema to watch Gladiator. So there we go. It is now time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the RoryTalksFootball community. So get your fingers on your keyboards, because we're starting Now, this player started their career at Bordeaux. Would you be happy with Kvaratskhelia and Sesko or Gyökeres and Adingra? God knows. Probably probably. Well, I don't know. Yeah, they started their career at Bordeaux. They went to Sevilla. They went from Bordeaux to Sevilla. They went from Sevilla to Barcelona. And that is where they are currently at. So Bordeaux, Sevilla, Barcelona. Still waiting for someone to get it right. There we go. Emil got done by autocorrect. 100% Emil got done by autocorrect. But Saliba was first anyway with Jules Koundé. Yeah, Emil was the next message with joined, which I definitely reckon was an autocorrect from Koundé. Rasmus was second, Carl was third, TB was fourth, and eventually Emil was fifth. So there you go. There you go. Congratulations to Saliba. Very well done. Imagine no Victor Gyökeres just because of that celebration. That would be wild. I don't think Gyökeres would really take it to heart. I've got to say, Ryan didn't really get spoken about after the Sporting win. And let's be honest, he did deflect some bullets of shots. Yeah, Ryan had an excellent game against Sporting. An excellent game. His distribution was fantastic as well. So credit to him for that. Emil's been robbed by VAR. No, but to be fair, even when Emil said joined, Saliba had said Koundé the message before it. So it cost him second, but it didn't cost him the win, which you'll have to see. Tomorrow, I will be live on Big Up for the watch-along of Arsenal West Ham. I'll go live at about 5:15 over on Big Up. Link to Big Up is down in the description below. We'll be live on Twitch tonight as normal. And other than that, I hope you'll have an absolutely fantastic Friday evening, a lovely weekend. Hopefully, all of the results go our way. And yeah, I will either catch you later tonight or tomorrow. Goodbye.